Hello again, everybody, and welcome to what will now be essentially a continuing short vlog, video blog, whatever you want to call it, on a number of different things: film, TV, games, comics, you know, all the geeky shit that we've come to know and love. At least that I've come to know and love. So, without further ado, let's go. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the Batman Arkham City trailer that premiered at the VGAs. Um, I don't have the words for how this made me feel, other than this could be potentially the coolest game ever made. Uh, Someday, if you have the chance, go to YouTube, type in Batman Arkham City trailer, and I'm sure that you'll see it. The long one, not the short, like 1 minute one, but the long, it's about 2.5 minutes, and it is just fucking sweet as all hell. You know, ah, it looks great. Anyway, then also on to, and that was another thing, so just going back to that for a minute. Um, when I read in Game Informer that they were doing this game, and they talked about who's going to be the villain and things like that, they were talking about Two-Face, and that you're going to be able to play co-op with Catwoman. Now that would be really sweet as hell, but they revealed that I guess the real villain of the game is going to be Dr. Hugo Strange, who, if you don't know him from the DC Universe kind of pantheon of characters, he's actually like one of the first villains that Batman went up against, and in the '70s he was kind of revived, and he was actually this brilliant. I don't know if he was a psychiatrist or what, but he figured out who Batman truly was. So that was super ultra cool to have him be the villain in this game, and he's purported to be, at least one of the villains in The Dark Knight Rises, the next Nolan Batman film. So anyway, getting away from that, touching on a little bit of the about one, little over 1 minute teaser trailer for Mass Effect 3. Well, Mass Effect has that series, since I started playing it about 3 or 4 months ago, whenever it was, has been probably my favorite series of games ever. It's just awesome. It's very cinematic. It's just, it's a wonderful, really great game. And for those of you who have 360, you already have access to getting both the games. PS3 owners, you gotta wait a little while on Mass Effect 2 to come to your system. I think it comes in January. Anyway, as to the game that I just finished, was Tron Evolution. And of course, you see I have my identity disc, they call a light disc, whatever. And so I am super ready for Tron Legacy. That's a movie that I don't think they'd ever really said they'd make. And let's not have it on the right way. Anyway, where is it? There it is. Pretty sweet, huh? That is cool. And it makes little sounds and stuff when you throw it at stuff. If you heard that in the background. Anyway. So Tron Evolution. Cool game. Maybe a little bit bummed that I bought it. Because it took, about, I don't know, maybe about 8 hours of gameplay. but hey, it's fucking cool to be, cruising around the grid and to see essentially kind of the prequel to the film. So going in Friday, which my beloved wife has promised me that we will do, was pretty sweet. So there's that. So really, as far as TV, it's a bummer. It's a shit. I mean, it's a shitty thing that the FX canceled Terriers, because that looked to be their one of their next great series. But Justified is coming back in a couple of months. They've got a new series that starts on next month called Lights Out, which I'm kind of looking forward to. That could be kind of cool. But FX is pretty much the channel that I go to when I want to see really, really good TV. Because most of the other shit that's out right now, with the exception of The Walking Dead, is kind of just filler. Although there is really, really, really good and clever series on Cartoon Network. It's a live action series on Cartoon Network, go figure, called Tower Prep, which is done by Paul Dini. Paul Dini, who is one of the showrunners on Batman the Animated Series, and he also worked on Lost for a while. It's kind of this. It's the best kind of teen-aimed series since Buffy, really, for my dollar. It's clever. It's smart. It's they don't dumb it down really. The characters are very engaging. The storyline is pretty much it's kind of like The Prisoner in high school. If you can kind of imagine that. It even has a lot of these Prisoner-esque elements, which is really cool. Let's see. Well, Walking Dead, as I'm sure that the world knows, is become a massive success for AMC, and I'm hoping that it will lead more people to start reading the comic, because the comic is it's amazing. I just got the 12th trade collection just this last week. I mean, it's the kind of thing where you can sit down, you can read it in about 45 minutes, the whole trade. But you go back and you reread it about once every couple of months. I mean, the whole series, because it's so fantastic. It blows my mind. Robert Kirkman is one of the few real geniuses that are still working out there. Because there's a few, and we'll get into more of that in probably another cast. So, but anyway, so as far as film is concerned, for me right now, Tron Legacy is really the only thing that I'm really looking forward to. I would like to see Black Swan, of course. That looks pretty psychotic. As far as new releases on disc, Inception, still a thumbs up for me. I know some of you will disagree. Some people think it's terribly overrated. I don't. So to hell with them. I think what I think. I judge it on every merit that it has, and I think it is extremely meritorious, especially on Blu-ray. You get there's a really cool kind of documentary about the exploration of dreams with and their meanings, their non-meanings, so on and so forth. It's very cleverly done, and obviously the extras that are on the original disc itself. If you watched it in this kind of quote-unquote enhanced viewing, it gives you behind-the-scenes look on how they put certain scenes together, such as creating the dreamscape. A lot of different things about particularly the scenes with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and the rotating hallway and the zero-G sequence, which were again, for my money, probably the most